Welcome, traveler of time. Tonight, we drift gently, not into dreams of fantasy, but into the long-forgotten memories of Earth. Not the Earth you know today, but the Earth as it was 300,000 years ago. Close your eyes. Feel the weight of time fall away. There are no cities here, no roads, no names. Only the wind, the stars, and a world untouched. The continents are familiar, yet raw. The sky is clear, lit only by the moon and flame. Our ancient ancestors roamed the grasslands. Neanderthals, early Homo sapiens, not yet rulers of the world, but curious observers of it. There are no clocks, no noise, only the quiet rhythm of fire crackling, of rivers carving their patient paths, and of creatures now extinct, moving through the shadows of primeval forests. As you lie back and let the past unfold, you'll see Earth not as a home, but as a mystery. This is not just a story, it's a journey through deep time, and all you need to do is listen. Humanity's ascent, a tale of survival, innovation, and loss. Our planet once teemed with incredible diversity, a time when 7 different human species coexisted with formidable megafauna. Imagine standing in Morocco 300,000 years ago, witnessing this impossible gathering at a water source. Neanderthals, with their immense strength and large brains, dominated Europe for 200,000 years. From the east came the elusive Denisovans, their genes allowing them to thrive in diverse environments, from the Altai Mountains to tropical islands. Homo erectus, the old ones, had walked the earth for 1.7 million years, surviving countless ice ages. Then there were Homo naledi, small-brained but remarkably skilled toolmakers from southern Africa. Homo heidelbergensis, our direct ancestors, emerged from the north. From island forests came Homo floresiensis, the hobbits, miniature hunters of miniature elephants. And finally, us, Homo sapiens, scrawny, weak, and seemingly the least likely to survive. Yet, we are the only ones left. How did this happen? The answer lies in a complex tapestry of adaptation, innovation, and in some cases, the unintended consequences of our presence. The great giants, Earth's lost monarchs. Before humanity reshaped the world, colossal creatures roamed the earth, each a testament to evolution's grand designs. Arctodus simus, the short-faced bear. Standing 11 feet tall and weighing 2,900 pounds, Arctodus simus was North America's undisputed king. This wasn't just a large bear. It was an evolutionary marvel of efficiency, capable of running 40 miles per hour and possessing an intelligence that allowed it to memorize vast territories. Early humans in Beringia, crossing into North America 23,000 years ago, encountered this terrifying predator. Fossilized footprints at White Sands, New Mexico, show a woman desperately evading an Arctodus 20,000 years ago, demonstrating the bear's relentless and intelligent pursuit. Interestingly, Arctodus vanished just as humans flourished in North America. While climate change and loss of prey played a role, a compelling theory suggests humans learned to avoid them so perfectly, to exploit their resources, that when the bear's food sources dwindled, humans had already claimed all the alternatives. We didn't necessarily kill them with spears, we outplanned them. Today, Native American tribes still remember the one who owns the earth, with protocols for survival that prioritize outthinking over outrunning. Gigantopithecus. King Kong is a vegetarian. Imagine a gorilla crossed with a grizzly bear, then triple its size. That was Gigantopithecus blacki, the largest primate to ever live. Standing 10 feet tall and weighing 600 kilograms, this gentle giant dominated Asian forests for 2 million years, primarily feeding on bamboo. Its sheer presence deterred predators. However, its massive jaws and the corresponding brain case meant it couldn't evolve significant intelligence without shrinking.
Around 300,000 years ago, as forests fragmented and grasslands expanded due to climate change, bamboo became unreliable. Gigantopithecus teeth show increasing cavities, indicating a desperate shift to higher sugar fruits. While it didn't directly encounter Homo sapiens, its disappearance coincides with the expansion of Homo erectus across Asia. Our ancestors, with their fire control and adaptable diets, likely outcompeted these specialized giants for resources. The real King Kong didn't die fighting planes. It likely starved quietly in shrinking forests, unable to adapt to a world increasingly shaped by resourceful apes. Smilodon fatalis, the saber-toothed executioner. With 7-inch canines, Smilodon fatalis was a master of precision killing. Its jaw could open a remarkable 120 degrees, allowing it to deliver a fatal strike to a prey's throat, causing death in seconds. What made them truly terrifying was their coordinated group hunting and social care. Fossils show injured individuals survived for months or even years, suggesting they were fed and protected by their pride. For thousands of years, Smilodon largely avoided humans, recognizing us as dangerous. However, climate change disrupted their specialized prey, like ground sloths and baby mammoths. As their ecosystem fractured, their specialized hunting toolkit became a liability. Humans, in turn, delivered the killing blow through ecosystem disruption. We hunted the mammoth Smilodon needed, set fires that changed grazing patterns, and claimed water sources, pushing the cats into conflict and starvation. The last Smilodon fossils show desperate measures: broken teeth from biting bone, arthritis from failed hunts, and malnutrition. We didn't necessarily fight them to extinction. We simply changed the rules of their world faster than they could adapt. Panthera spelaea, the silent lion of the Ice Age. Weighing 700 pounds, Panthera spelaea, the cave lion, was a solitary hunter that preferred human-sized prey. Its immense strength is evident in claw marks 15 feet up cave walls, marking territories that spanned thousands of square kilometers. Unlike modern Mayans, they hunted alone, making every kill a precise and certain endeavor. When humans entered Europe 45,000 years ago, we encountered an apex predator specifically adapted to hunting us. Cave paintings at Chauvet, 32,000 years old, depict these lions with chilling accuracy, observed by artists who likely survived encounters in the darkness. Humans and cave lions competed for the same caves, leading to a real estate war with 700-pound landlords. While climate change played a role in their decline, the human population explosion and our competition for resources and shelter ultimately tipped the scales. We won because we could imagine a world without them. They could only see us as prey. Woolly mammoths, architects of continents. The woolly mammoth, with its matriarchal social structure and vast knowledge spanning 10,000 square miles, was more than just a large elephant. It was an ecosystem engineer. A single mammoth consumed 300 pounds of grass daily, and their trampling and fertilization created and maintained the vast grasslands of the Mammoth Steppe that stretched from Spain to Canada. Their migrations carved continental highways that humans would later follow. Early humans didn't just hunt mammoths, they hunted mammoth behavior. They knew bulls went solitary, exploited herd panic, and developed sophisticated hunting strategies like driving herds off cliffs. The Gravettian mammoth hunters, for example, built entire huts from mammoth bones. While climate change delivered the final blow, scattering herds beyond acoustic contact and making it impossible for matriarchs to share vital survival information, human hunting weakened their populations. The last woolly mammoths died on Wrangel Island, isolated, inbred, and ultimately unable to adapt to a world increasingly dominated by humans. Megatherium americanum, the giant ground sloth. Standing 15 feet tall and weighing 3,000 pounds, with claws like scimitars, Megatherium americanum was a formidable herbivore. For 4 million years, nothing challenged adult ground sloths. However, humans arrived.
Fossilized trackways at White Sands, New Mexico show 4 humans expertly baiting and exhausting a giant ground sloth, demonstrating a choreographed execution rather than a direct fight. Ground sloths were creatures of habit, using the same caves and feeding routes, which made them predictable and vulnerable to human hunters. Humans developed horrific yet efficient killing methods, often delivering dozens of small wounds to bleed the giant out, or waiting until it collapsed to deliver a single spear blow to the base of the skull. While climate change also contributed to their demise, the timing is damning. Sloths disappeared from every region right after humans arrived. We didn't need to be stronger. We just needed to know where they'd be tomorrow. Humanity's edge. Weakness as a catalyst for greatness. Homo sapiens, though physically inferior to other human species and the megafauna, possessed a unique advantage: our minds. The scrawniest survivors, our physical frailty. Our early ancestors in Morocco 300,000 years ago were built like marathon runners, not bodybuilders. Neanderthals, in contrast, could bench press a refrigerator, their grip strength enough to crush a modern human's hand. Our skulls were paper thin, our teeth tiny, and our jaws so weak we needed to cook food to chew it. In a prehistoric Olympics, Homo sapiens would have come in dead last in every physical event. However, this very weakness became our greatest strength. Our pathetic teeth led to controlled fire and cooking, increasing calorie absorption for brain growth. Our naked skin led to fitted clothing and shelters. Our weak muscles led to the invention of the atlatl, a spear thrower that multiplied force. Every physical disadvantage became a catalyst for innovation. We were evolution's most successful failures, failing our way to global domination by constantly learning and adapting from our mistakes. Fire, our first rebellion. Fire was humanity's first rebellion against nature's rules. While other animals accepted darkness, cold, and raw meat, we decided these facts were negotiable. Evidence from Kesem Cave, Israel, 300,000 years ago, shows human ancestors precisely controlling fire for materials science, heating flint blades to specific temperatures. This wasn't accidental. It was industrial-level process control. Fire allowed us to weaponize the landscape, as seen at FXJJ20 in Kenya 1.5 million years ago, where a kilometer-wide burn scar suggests humans deliberately set the savanna ablaze to trap animals. Fire transformed social structures, creating gathering spaces, and externalized digestion, freeing up calories for brain growth. It taught us that reality's rules had exceptions, making us alchemists rather than mere animals. Fire's greatest gift was time. Time after sunset to plan. At Grotte Mondrian, France, 54,000 years ago, Homo sapiens developed the bow and arrow, humanity's first guided missile. This was a revolution. While Neanderthals still used thrusting spears, our ancestors were killing from 50 meters away, a technological leap akin to bringing guns to a knife fight. The bow didn't just change hunting. It changed the risk-reward calculation of being human. It allowed children, women, and the elderly to become lethal hunters, shifting demographics. The mathematical precision required to craft aerodynamic arrow points demonstrated an understanding of ballistics 50,000 years before formal physics. While Neanderthals tried to copy this technology, they lacked the complete understanding of its convergent components. The bow created humanity's first arms race, driving continuous innovation. It was humanity's declaration of independence from ecological rules. A statement that we would set our own constraints, define our own limits, through invention rather than selection. Disease, the invisible weapon.
The Neanderthal child, who died in Vindija Cave, Croatia, 45,000 years ago, likely succumbed to a tropical disease carried by Homo sapiens from Africa. Neanderthal immune systems, calibrated for European threats, were defenseless against these novel pathogens. While disease doesn't fossilize, population patterns do. Neanderthal sites were abandoned after sapiens contact, not conquered, but simply emptied. The evidence is in our DNA. Modern humans carry Neanderthal immune genes specifically dealing with European pathogens, but the reverse isn't true. Our larger, more connected social networks meant disease outbreaks left survivors building herd immunity, while small, isolated Neanderthal groups were wiped out. Interbreeding, as evidenced by Denny, a 90,000-year-old hybrid with a Neanderthal mother and Denisovan father, likely spread diseases between populations. We didn't murder other human species with weapons, we infected them, and then we inherited their immune lessons written in our DNA. Their tragedy became our antibodies. Climate chaos, the ultimate filter. 300,000 years ago, Earth's climate was in a state of violent flux, swinging between ice age and tropical paradise every few thousand years. This climate chaos was the ultimate filter for human evolution. Homo heidelbergensis, Neanderthals, and Denisovans adapted by specializing, whether for cold or for diverse environments. Homo sapiens, however, emerged during peak climate chaos in Africa, where the swings were wildest. This forced us to evolve behavioral flexibility. We didn't adapt to any specific environment. We adapted to adaptation itself. Our physiology, sweating, subcutaneous fat, versatile metabolism, made us the Swiss Army knives of human species. When megadroughts nearly exterminated humanity 70,000 years ago, African adaptability saved us. Climate selected for culture, accelerating technological and social innovation. Other human species perfected their present. We invented the future. The Great American Extinction, a consequence of success. The arrival of humans in the Americas marked a devastating turning point for the megafauna. Beringia, the drowned homeland. Beringia, a vast landmass twice the size of Texas connecting Asia to Alaska, was a homeland for 15,000 years, not just a bridge. At its peak, this productive ecosystem supported a parade of giants: mammoths, bison, horses, camels, lions, bears. Ancient Beringians, isolated for millennia, developed unique genetic markers. When the ice walls melted 14,000 years ago, sea levels rose, submerging Beringia meter by meter, taking its entire ecosystem to the abyss. White sands and the rewriting of history. Human footprints at White Sands, New Mexico.
Temperatures plummeted, and growing seasons vanished, creating biological deserts. This extinction machine, designed for giants, was particularly devastating for mammoths, whose food sources disappeared under permanent snow. While many megafauna were already stressed by human hunting, the younger Dryas delivered the killing blow, catching them between ice and spears. Humans, already adapted to ice ages, thrived, accelerating technological innovation and artistic expression. The younger Dryas cemented the empty ecosystem of North America, where climate change finished what humans started. The end of an era, the last goodbye. The psychological impact of witnessing extinction was profound. Cave art after megafauna extinctions depicted ghostly, impossible creatures, a reflection of mourning for what was lost. Oral traditions speak of the great dying, and human cultures developed guilt rituals, offerings to extinct species, and prayers to empty landscapes. The last Neanderthal, likely a female, died in Gibraltar 28,000 years ago, isolated and inbred, her calls echoing unanswered. The last Denisovan remains a genetic ghost, perhaps surviving on islands until historical times. Homo erectus, trapped by its own conservatism, was defeated by a changing rainforest in Java 117,000 years ago. The Flores hobbits, pushed to their limits, vanished around 50,000 years ago. The last Palawan, a controversial dwarf human population, may have survived until 3,000 years ago, dying when Egypt had pyramids and writing existed, their story untold. The scientific revolution in paleontology, using mass spectrometry, CT scans, and protein sequencing, has allowed us to read the detailed diaries of these extinct giants. Mammoth tusks record migrations and starvation. Stress markers in bones speak of population collapse and childhoods of famine, and hybridization attempts reveal desperate measures for survival. The bones remember fear, plague, and even failed reproduction. Every museum display is a medical record, a testament to ecological murder. On Wrangel Island, 3,674 years ago, the very last mammoth took its final breath. She was a small, inbred dwarf, a genetically broken zombie, but still the last. Her death marked the end of the Pleistocene and the beginning of the human world. With the giants gone, humans faced no terrestrial equal, becoming the sole editors of Earth's ecosystems. This moment, not industrialization or agriculture, marked the beginning of the Anthropocene, the age where humans became Earth's only giant. We gained the Earth by emptying it, becoming rulers of ruins, kings of silence, the only giants left on a planet too small for the guilt of being alone.
We are all descendants of those Ice Age children who played with death and won, inheriting a planet transformed by the survival of the fittest, or, in our case, the most adaptable and innovative. Let us carry this knowledge not as a burden, but as a responsibility. Understanding our past, the interconnectedness of life, and the profound impact of our choices, we can strive to build a future where diversity thrives, and where the wisdom of the past guides us to be stewards, not just survivors. The Earth is now ours. Let us make it a kingdom of life, not of ruins.